angels, welcome back. Hello my angels, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a backstory why I'm doing this video. A couple of days ago, I think it was one day last week, I did a Facebook Live. I was basically asking some of my subscribers or those that have added me on Facebook if they would like to, I'd like to do a Q&A as part of my video, and I was asking my subscribers, my followers, my friends, if they would like to ask me some questions for my vlog. As the live carried on, which was quite funny, one of my friends asked me to do a video on my weight loss. At the very beginning of my videos, the very first video I did mention about the fact that I would do videos on my weight loss. I am on a weight loss journey, and I've not really said anything about the weight loss. I've mentioned that I do need surgery to have my gallbladder removed, but never really then went into any more detail about the weight loss. So I thought I'd do a little video of my weight loss journey, why it started. So yeah, I think if you're interested, if you want to carry on watching, then please do. If you're new here, hello and welcome to the wonderful life of Dolly. Don't forget to subscribe, press your little bell icon, and let's crack on with the video. So what I am going to do, as I've said before in my videos, I am terrible at remembering dates and times. So me and Steve went through the time scale of what happened, because there is a backstory to why I went on my weight loss journey. And I did write, as you can see, I wrote everything down because my time scale, my dates, I get confused. So as you all know, and as you all know, that me and Steve were trying for a baby, and so because of that I came off my implant, and you know, I became natural trying to get pregnant. And I noticed that in 2018 I suffered what I thought a lot was with indigestion. So out come the Gaviscon, and I thought it was just down to my body. I put it down to my body regulating itself with hormones. You know, I'd been on some kind of contraception since Joe was born. So he was 16 at the time, so obviously that's 16 years of my body having artificial hormones, and I thought, well, my body's kind of getting used to not having, you know, being natural. So in February of 2019, me and Steve decided to go out to our local restaurant. I had the biggest burger you could ever imagine, and then we had a shared pudding. It was like this ice cream sundae thing that two of you shared together, and that was it. I mean, that night I did notice I was uncomfortable, and again I thought I'd ate too much, a bit of indigestion, took some Gaviscon, had always Tums available, and thought nothing of it until the following morning, and I was in excruciating pain, mainly here. It was like a stitch that just wouldn't go away, and it was just getting worse over time. I was then vomiting, sorry for the TMI, and basically it was a 999 job because I was in so much pain. I was basically sat there writhing on my bed, you know, calling out to Steve saying, please God, somebody help me. I've never experienced any kind of pain like this before. I was put on morphine, I was on gas and air, which made me even more sick, and then I was taken to Kingsmill Hospital which is in Mansfield, and you know, I was just basically watched, and they said that they would like to give me a scan of my abdominal area, then, you know, to see what was going off. About a week later, I was then taken to Newark Hospital, and I had a scan, and they found that I had got a gallstone. But this gallstone, there wasn't little gallstone, it was, well, there was little gallstones, but then there was this quite big one, and I'm going like that, quite a big one. They said it was the size of, it was a 3 centimetre size, so you're talking, if you're from the UK, it's the size of a 2p piece, so quite big. And they basically said, you need your gallbladder removing. So I was then referred to Newark Hospital, which is in my local town. It's a very small hospital, and they do minor operations, and this is a minor operation. Went to see the consultant, but because again the size that I was 17 stone 4 pounds. My BMI was 47. They said that they could not do the procedure because I would be classed as bariatric care, and they just don't do surgeries for people that are overweight. If my BMI had been 35 or under, then I would have had the surgery. So, speaking to my GP, I was then referred to Derby. Well, no, that consultant then referred me to Derby Hospital. So I was like, oh, great, super, not very far from me. You know, this is lovely. So this was in February. But then 2 months later, so now we're in February, March, April, I then got a letter from my GP, and it was like, you've been discharged from Derby Hospital. I was like, discharged? I've not even seen a consultant. How can I be discharged if I've not even seen anybody? So I then rang my GP and I was like, hello, what's going off? Why have I been discharged? And they were like, don't know. So I was like, okay, thanks for your help, that's brilliant. You know, in this time I'm still having, I would say, minor gallbladder attacks. So if I would eat something fatty, eat something too dairy, then I would be suffering with some kind of pain. And this pain would last for about an hour. It could last up to 5 hours. I was put on cocodamol, so this was February of last year. And being the only car driver in the family, that then affected the family if we needed to go shopping or if the boys needed to go anywhere. So it took its toll. I rang Derby Hospital, and they basically said because they had such a backlog of patients, it was just easier for them to discharge me, for me to find somewhere else to go. So this was 2 months down the line. I'm still suffering. Rang up my GP and said, okay, so what's happening now? And they were like, well, you've been discharged. And I'm like, I know that, but now what's happening? And they were like, well, we could refer you to a couple of hospitals, but because of, again, your weight, they would have to be bariatric care. Kingsmill wouldn't take me. Derby's too backlogged. So I was like, well, where will take me? And they said, well, we can refer you to either Manchester or Birmingham. So I was like, well, just try both. I need this surgery. I'm in pain, you know, I need help. So as it was, Birmingham Hospital was the first hospital that reached out to me and said, come and see us, let's have an appointment. But this didn't happen until November. So obviously from April to November, I am still suffering with these mini gallbladder attacks. My appetite was absolutely shocking because I just didn't want to eat. I felt full all the time, felt nauseous, just a terrible time, to be honest. Had an appointment of November of 2019. See, this is why I've got the phone here. So yeah, I had the appointment at 2019 with Birmingham Hospital, and they basically said we can do the surgery. And I was in tears at this point because I'd been suffering so long. But they said the only problem is because of your weight, we would have to do open surgery. And I says, well, what can you do to minimise that? And they said, well, you could have keyhole surgery, but you would need to lose some weight. Now, at the time, by November, end of November, December time, I was kind of managing my weight anyway. Not my weight, but what I was eating. So I knew that if I'd sat and ate a kebab or a burger, I was going to be in pain. So my food diet had already changed because of my gallbladder. And so, you know, I'd get attack probably, you know, if I'd ate too much cheese, too much dairy. So I'd have attack, say, once a week, that minimal once a week. So I wasn't very symptomatic. I wasn't going into where it is blocked up my, you know, the gallstone had blocked my tubes up to where I needed to be rushed into surgery. So I thought, well, why not go on a diet? So I said to them, well, okay, I'll go down the diet option route of where I can go on a diet, lose some weight to where I can have keyhole surgery, which is a less invasive surgery. The recovery is better. You know, you're a day patient, and I can be in and out and be at home and recover better at home than being in hospital. Which again, having the boys, you know, as you know, I've said on my channel, the boys have got learning issues, disabilities. You know, it's better for me to be at home. Even though I'm recovering at home, I'm at home. And it's less than for to worry about as well. So I decided, so they were like, yes, okay, what you need to do is go to your GP and you need to be then on a controlled diet, so where we can monitor what is actually happening. That's a joke within itself. I then went to my GP that same day. As I came from Birmingham Hospital, I went straight to my GP and I spoke to a receptionist at my GP. Now, there's not very many doctors in Newark. I'm not going to name the doctor's surgery. I don't have very much faith in them, in the doctors in there, or the surgery itself. I went in and I said, hello, this is me. I need to go on a controlled diet. I've just come from Birmingham Hospital. I've just seen a specialist and they said I need to go on a controlled diet. I spoke to a receptionist who said, yes, I will pre-book an appointment for you the following week to see a doctor. Lovely, I said. So the following week come and I phoned up the GP the day before my appointment just to confirm that my appointment had been booked and that everything was okay, and they had no record of my appointment. Brilliant, super. So I was like, well, can I make an appointment then, please? I need to speak to a doctor. I need to start going on a diet. This is for surgery. The unfortunate thing was that they couldn't book me an appointment for the next 2 weeks. Now, to me, I needed to be seen. This was for surgery. This wasn't just because my toe was hurting, I'd got a bit of earache, or, you know, I'd got a pain. I needed surgery. I needed surgery. And I needed to see a doctor. So for the fact that, and this was before the COVID situation, may I add, this was like the end of November of last year. So obviously COVID had not even hit yet. So for the fact that then I'm being brushed off, I'm like, I'm one of these, I'm like, if you can't help me, leave me alone, I'll do it by myself. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I went on Weight Watchers. So I started my Weight Watchers journey at the beginning of December of 2019, which is mad to think that we had Christmas coming up. And a lot of people do that, well, you know, I'll do it after Christmas. Unfortunately, I didn't have that luxury. I needed to lose this weight, and I keep saying needed. This was a must for me. I needed to lose this weight so I could have my gallbladder removed, so I wouldn't be in any more pain. That's it. It was just a case of I needed the surgery because I was in pain. So I started my Weight Watchers journey. It's a brilliant app that you download onto your phone. I never went to groups. I'm one of these, I don't see the point in paying out £5 a week to have someone clap for me. I'm very self-sufficient and I'm very hot-headed. I am. I know who I am. I know what I am. And even Steve says, well, if you want to pay somebody £5 to clap for you, I'll clap for you and you can pay me £5. And I basically see, you know, there's a lot of groups out there without going to group. I've followed groups on Facebook and got a load of advice from the groups off Facebook, and so I'm started Weight Watchers. There's a choice of 3 diet plans, I would say. So there's like a green, a blue and a purple, and you're given, it's a point system. So basically, to start off with, I was given 30 points a day. That's how it works off you. And every food you can think of is a point. It is some kind of points. So I'm going to say, for example, a packet of crisps could be 2 points. A chocolate bar could be 5 points. So what you would do would plan out your meals on these point system. Now, the nice thing about the app that I had on my phone was that it had a scanning part to it, to where you could scan an item and it would tell you how many points that meal was. And so that's how I continue my weight loss journey. I lost 4 stone even. I have lost 4 stone. I lost £4 over the Christmas week, which I think was absolutely amazing. I think I even to this day don't even know how that works, because I did eat a Christmas Day dinner, but things like burgers, takeouts was not an option for me anyway, because if I ate a burger or if I ate a takeout or anything greasy, anything fatty, it caused me pain. So it's like you associate that food with pain, so why eat it in the first place? But then I did fakeaways. So I brought corn kebab meat, I brought wholemeal bread, and made myself my own kebab. So if the boys did have takeout and they weren't on a diet, it was just me, if they had takeout, I would have a fakeaway. I'd do fakeaway Chinese, fakeaway Indians, fakeaway kebabs, and so I didn't feel as though I was missing out. It just meant that I had to cook my meals rather than getting a takeout, which wasn't an issue either. So that was basically why I started going on my diet. As I said, I have lost 4 stone and I do want to carry on my diet. A lot of people have said, oh no, you look fine as you are now. At the moment, at the beginning of my journey, I was a size 22 in UK size, and I am now a size 14. I would like to get to a size 12, which is what I was before I got pregnant with Jordan. So I don't think it's something overreachable. I don't think I look ill with the weight that I've lost. At the moment, I am suffering a little bit with my gallbladder. I've noticed that if I'm eating too much dairy, again, the fatty foods are coming into it again. So again, my diet's having to change again because of, I mean, you saw on my videos I've done meals, and if I've ate some of those meals, I've been in pain. You've also seen that I've been to Burger King on my videos, but what you don't see is 3 days after I'm in pain. And obviously I have to be really careful of what I eat, because like I said, I am on strong painkillers. I'm not really strong, but you know, cocodamol is stronger than paracetamol, and being the only driver, it inhibits me to drive. So I'm not able to then do a shopping or take the boys, like I said, where they need to go. So it's a case of having to watch what I'm eating. I just don't have the luxury of you know, people sitting there saying I had a bad week because I ate this and this and this, because I associate fatty foods, cheeses with pain, so I tend to just don't touch them. I do find Weight Watchers very helpful. I have not used the app for quite some time now, because I think you kind of get in a routine of, you know what you're doing. and you kind of don't depend on the app as much as anymore. So I have so basically I can get up in the morning. I have a certain amount of milk that I have per day that I measure out the night before. So with that milk I use for my coffees, I use for my breakfast. I have bran flakes in the morning. In the afternoon I am a sucker for noodles, packet noodles. So, but beforehand I'll eat say a portion of fruit, a low-fat yogurt, and then I'll have a bowl of noodles. That suffices me. I enjoy that. And then in the evening I have an evening meal. If I feel picky, I'll have some fruit, oranges, kiwis. Again, I have to be careful because of with the gallbladder, how acid the fruit is affects my gallbladder as well, so I have to be careful with that. But I don't tend to eat anything after 6 o'clock. So from 6 o'clock onwards, I don't eat anything. But saying that, I'm not hungry. So I'm not eating for the sake of eating. So I'm not sitting there at 7 o'clock at night going, oh, I'm absolutely starving. If I was peckish, like I said, I'd get some fruit. Or if I've got some points left, I get these, everyone will know what they are in the UK. They are crisp, they're crisps in the shape of teddy bears. They're low on points, they're like 2 points a packet. So I'll probably have a packet of Pom Bear crisps, they're called. But other than that, I mean, I'm really enjoying it. Steve has even said he's never seen me eat more since I've been on my diet than since before the weight journey that I had, because before that I would be a 1 meal a day girl. I would get up in the morning, I'd go to work, not have breakfast, not have dinner, come home, have my tea, and then late at night, and I'm being honest, late at night I would snack like there is no snacking. I mean, where I could eat a you know, the multi-pack of crisps, say like a 6-pack of multi-packs, I would eat the 6-pack of crisps all in one go. I'd eat a pack of Viscounts all in one go because I'm hungry. But now that I'm staggering my meals out, so I have breakfast, dinner and tea, and I'm snacking, I'm not hungry. So 3 meals a day and snacking. I'm not a water drinker, to be honest with you. I don't like water, I don't like flavoured water. So I'm a coffee drinker, you know that. I have diet pop, so I have diet coke, but again that's few and far between, so I'm mainly drinking coffee. As far as exercise, I did start at the very beginning. I would say I lost my first 2 stone without going to the gym, without any kind of exercise. The first 2 stone of my weight loss journey was just basically done by food control and my food. So then with losing the 2 stone, I had more energy, as you're going to do. So I wanted to go to the gym. It was like, come on, let's do something. Steve came with me. I tried yoga, I tried Zumba, I tried aqua classes, going to the gym itself, doing treadmills, biking, rowing. So I never went like I'm going 3 times a week. I'd go once a week. That was probably it. And then obviously COVID happened, so that stopped that. I did mention I got myself a little bike, but again, I don't do it religiously. So I'm not going to sit here and say don't exercise, because I do walk a lot more than I used to. I have the energy to go, let's go and walk uptown. As you've seen on my previous videos, you've seen me and Steve walking. We go to B&M's or we walk uptown together. We'll walk down to the corner shop instead of going in the car. So I'm not saying that exercise hasn't helped, but I will say the first 2 stone I never exercised. It was just mainly what I ate and how much I ate. Before my meals, the one thing I will say is that I ate fruit before my dinner, so that I would sit there and eat a handful of grapes before I had my tea. So it kind of pre-fills you before you're eating your actual meal, so that when you're eating your meal, you're not going, oh, I'm still hungry. Also, I'm listening to my body. So when I'm going, I am full, I'm stopping. I don't eat anymore. I don't eat with the telly on, so that I'm concentrating on what I'm eating and not what's on the telly, because that's another, like, the mesmerising watching telly and you're just shoveling food into your mouth. I'm concentrating on my body. I'm listening to my body, so that when I'm full, I stop. I don't overeat. And I've also noticed, since losing the weight loss, and I assume your stomach shrinks, that my intake is become less. So the meals become less and less and less. So you're eating less. So that's another thing as well. So yeah, I'm happy with the weight loss journey that I've had. This video is not sponsored by Weight Watchers whatsoever. It's just a plan that I started. I have done Slimming World before. The only thing I didn't like with Slimming World was the sins. That I don't, you know, I have ate everything from chocolate. I've done my own burgers. I don't think that food, any kind of food, should be classed as a sin. It's what you eat, how much you eat, and your intake. So I've still ate chocolate bars, I've still ate burgers, I've still ate the naughty foods, but they're not a sin. It's not a sin to eat, it's a necessity. But I think it's what you eat, how much you eat. I really do think so. So I would say that would be the reason behind my dieting, why I went on a diet. And I think also, even though, yes, I've had some pain and I still have pain because of my gallstone, I think there's like a silver lining to that. I'm glad with what I've lost and what I'm losing, but I also think that if it wasn't for the gallstone, I wouldn't be sat here right now. I wouldn't be doing this video. I certainly wouldn't have the confidence that I've got, or I've started to build, because of my weight loss. Now, I'm not saying to anybody out there that who may be a little bit bigger, you know, you need to lose weight to have confidence. Everybody does you do you kind of thing. You know, this is basically my experience, but I would say the confidence that I've had since losing the weight has been beneficial for me. It's helped me, it's helped my mental health. I feel better, I'm happier. So I think it's just, this is all a personal preference. Also to the fact that I am no nutritionist, I am no doctor. So please, if you're wanting to go on a diet, you know, don't follow me. I am just Dolly, who went on a diet because she needed surgery. What I did, what I am doing, works for me. It may not work for somebody else, and that's absolutely fine. But if you, like I said, if you're wanting to go on a diet, speak to a nutritionist, speak to a doctor, speak to a Slimming World agent or a Weight Watchers agent. You find whatever works for you. But for me, for my confidence, this is working. This has helped, and I think that's basically it. So I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy how it's worked, and I would say that's about it really. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. There is going to be no bloopers at the end of it, I think, because it's not a serious topic, but because it was something that one of my subscribers wanted me to do. Yeah, I think it was just a bit of a serious talk where, you know, it didn't need the bloopers at the end of it. But, you know, so yeah, carry on watching on the videos. Again, if you're new here, hello, my name is Dolly, and welcome to the wonderful life of Dolly. Please subscribe, press that bell icon, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.